So now let's move on to our next story, and let's talk about Amazon pulling that fake imported memoir about Sean Diddy Combs off their shelves because there was a lot of backlash, particularly from I don't know if there were the people was running around saying that it needed to be removed, but I do know that Al B. Shore came out and was like he sent out cease and desist. He said that if the book is not removed, that he's going to contact Jeff Bezos, that he's going to go after a whole lot of people, and it's going to be a lawsuit. So now the latest is that Amazon done pulled the book after they was found out it was all a lie, in the words of my girl Carly Red. So yeah, the book is fake. And you know what really tainted the whole situation? Because it was like, yeah, I didn't know if it was fake or not, but we did entertain it on the show, even though there was a lot of rumors going on about it. But then a lot of people were going around saying like, there was a possibility that it could be fake, and come to find out that it is. So Amazon has yanked the book. About, her years with accused trafficker Diddy after the pair's children blasted it for being completely made up. So it wasn't just, the kids went and put out their little Instagram joint post or whatever that I'm sure was approved by publicists. But for the most part, Al B. Shore was the one that was out here screaming the loudest about it. So Porter and Combs' children denounced the book titled "Kim's Lost Words: A Journey from Justice Journey for Justice from the Other Side," and said it was a complete fabrication. And it was also a bestseller. I know there's some people that got the book or whatever. I wasn't intending on buying it. First of all, I felt like I got all the tea I needed from when we talked about it on the show. That seemed like the most salacious parts. I didn't want to sit and go and do a whole deep dive and reading all the details and stuff. Now, if it comes out in the news, in the media, and from the court case and all the other stuff, then I'll be willing to read. But with all of this, I don't want to hear nothing about the disgusting details, whatever. And then the book had implied that Al B. Shore had a sexual relationship with Diddy, and that's what really sent him over there. It was like, I ain't never touched that man, especially when Diddy allegedly tried to, have something to do with Al's coma. He implied that was like when he was in that coma, that had something to do with the diddler probably trying to off him, which is why a lot of people feared coming forward about their situations. And now we're hearing like it's up to 200 people, almost 200 people right now in regards to people who've come at him. That hotline is blowing up with accusations. So they basically said the independent publisher is Todd Christopher Guzzi, who goes by the name Chris Todd and defines the occupation as an investigative reporter, author, and journalist. Todd told AP, as in the Associated Press, in a phone interview in September that sources very close to him and Combs provided him with the flash drive, documents, and tapes from Porter that he eventually pieced together to create the memoir. He also used the pseudonym Jamal T. Millwood when publishing the title. Now, I don't know what the man looked like, but they said he's a white man, but why he going by a black pseudonym to sell a book? To me, if that ain't blackfishing, I don't know what is. But then I think what really started to hurt his credibility was that he went and said, if somebody put my feet to the fire and they said life or death, is that book real? I have to say, I don't know, but it's real enough to me. And then also went and said that, I didn't really do enough of the investigating to know if whether or not the stuff was true, but I'm just going, I have to believe that it's true to put out there. So if you're not going to dot all your I's and cross your T's in the ways that you're not going to get caught up in a lawsuit, then why would you go and risk putting this book out with the whole, with the risk of being sued? It's the same thing when I was hearing about Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright been talking tooth and nail about what's been going on at these Diddy parties and about a lot of people in the industry. Some have called her a liar. Some have said that, no, it's not made up, that she's actually been telling people this for years. But here's a question I have to ask, and Dame Dash asked this question, and it made a whole lot of sense. Now, if Jaguar Wright was out here lying, right, where's all the lawsuits against her for lying? Y'all been saying she talking about her behind. You know who recently said that? Manika, aka Usher ex-wife. I got her post. Please hold. I'm gonna look that up and I'm gonna read it to y'all as a class. So this helpful. Oh no, that's the Luke Bryant story that I'm gonna get to later. Somebody had sent me that too. Okay, so she went. I don't know what comment she was in. Probably was in the neighborhood tour because that's where everybody go. Apparently, excuse me. Something is on my damn screen. Anyway. So she said, by giving a platform to someone like Jaguar, who is notorious for spreading lies and baseless claims, you're only giving more weight to her slander. She hasn't been credible for decades. Her time in the industry was short-lived and long forgotten. And now she just makes a living by attacking everyone. Reporting on what she says gives the false impression that her statement has some merit. She's broke, irrelevant, and thrives off creating drama because there's nothing left for her. It's disappointing that you're amplifying her fabrications rather than letting them die in the irrelevance they deserve. She even had the audacity to speak about my deceased son. So for me, it's an on-site situation. Oh, so she talking about that. She brought up stuff with Usher and then talked about the son. Now, here's the thing. This is where we got to leave the kids out of it. If you want to talk about Diddy parties and things that was going on there that you may have witnessed and all that other stuff, then you can talk. But don't be bringing up other people's kids. And I guess maybe she said this on Piers Morgan. Because it's funny how this lady can go on Vlad TV. She can go on all the black publications and y'all won't say a damn word. But the minute they cross over that aisle and sit on that couch with them white folks, then all of a sudden you ninjas want to pipe up with the battery in your back and all of a sudden want to discredit what people saying. But before we wrap this up, there was a clip that I had came across of Jaguar that came out. I don't know how old this is, but I was trying to see if it was maybe in the timeline when they talked about this. But she was on somebody blue couch. Maybe y'all can help me out because I don't be following Jaguar right about that. I do be seeing her doing a lot of videos. She's done videos with Storm Monroe. I believe she sat down with Tasha K. She sat down with a lot of people, and y'all ain't said a word. But yeah, like I said, the minute she went over there to Chris Cuomo and that big head heifer, well, I said Piers Morgan, his long head ass. The minute she go over there, all of a sudden black people get mad. So it's like y'all want to keep our tea in the in the circle. The minute y'all step out and cross over to the other side, and the white people start getting interested in investigating and start trying to, piggyback off of our stuff, TMZ and the like, then y'all get upset. Y'all need to be upset all the time, not just sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna play this clip of her talking about at Diddy parties how he had the horse tranquilizer and all the other stuff, which they was the police said that this is what was been going on for years. I mean that's what he was using at the parties, but she been saying it. Please don't.
It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer. Now, gay men have been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a gay party or a gay rave, there were certain drugs that you would always find on hand. Viagra, ecstasy, Special K, and cocaine. It's a veterinary drug. It's
Girl, don't be up in here telling all our tea. But she is right, because here's the thing. I knew a lot of friends especially when you would go to like those, not, I guess you can call it raves, but it's like one of those, it's like, I call it circuit party. Like y'all call it raves. The gays, we will go to a circuit party. Like if you went to, I'll throw him out there. Like if you ever went to a Junior Vasquez type of show, like if he was playing at like Roseland or the Palladium, Limelight, any of those places, if he was there, if the late Peter Rohofer was playing, if any of the circuit DJs was playing those type of events, yes, Special K was the drug of choice. I personally never used it, but I do know friends, and I have friends from that circle, because once upon a time, yes, Chris was a club kid. It wasn't that long ago, but yes, once upon a time I was a club kid. I was up in there with the DJs, with the Peter Rohofer, and going to the Sound Factory and all that other stuff. Yes, mother has lived, and I was going to them parties in the Roxy, and yes, I was young, real young, and underage, but nevertheless, I was up in them parties because I knew the DJs. And I knew the people, and the people I hung out with. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yes, that is the drug of choice that a lot of people was using. And I would watch friends that would sit up in there in that K-hole. They be thinking like they jumping up and down, having a good old time. Child, they holding on to the speaker like this, like they been electrocuted. But they just in a whole K-hole. So I never did drugs that severe. But I know friends who have, and so I don't know what it would be like to be in a K-hole, but I have witnessed people in a K-hole. So she is correct. And those are the type of drug of choice. And this kind of makes me wonder, is like the type of drugs that Diddy was using and the type of parties he was doing. This is why I tell you, it's that repressiveness from being a closeted man. I don't know if Diddy is gay, but I do feel like based off the stuff he had bisexual tendency, or maybe he is gay, and that's why he hates women. Because the things that he's done to women, you cannot love a woman and do the things that you do to a woman and be okay with that. You have to have a deep hatred for women. And Diddy gives me Butch Queen tease. He's always giving me that. And so from all the things with the way he beats on and abuses women and the way he treats anybody in the business and having these freak offs and doing the sexual things that he was doing with men, which that's always been, the rumors always was floating about Diddy being into men for decades. I was going to say years, but it was longer than that. Since the 90s. Take that. So I'm sure, like I said many a time, this story ain't going nowhere. I'm glad that book went somewhere, and it went away. So I hope if y'all got y'all copy, look, y'all at least y'all have the book, and it could be like some type of memento or whatever that you have in your house that you be like, oh yeah, I got the book. But at this point, it's like you got a book of lies. But at least you could say that in a moment in time, if you want to keep it, that this book is just going to be there for whatever reason, whatever. But I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? If you have the book, have you returned it? Are you disappointed that the stuff in the book is a lot? And here's the thing. I just hope that with this book being the one thing about the lie, that this doesn't discredit the many other people who actually have been abused by him, and it doesn't discourage y'all from trying to discredit them, because everybody's gonna come out with their story. You just have to trust in the legal system that, yeah, anybody can come out and lie, anybody can come out and say all kinds of whatever, but they got to be vetted. And this is why our legal system moves at such a snail pace. So let me know what you guys think of this story down in the comments below.